In today's video, we are going to be looking at the biggest AFC transfers that happened last year, and I'm going to give every single one of them a letter grade. Before we get into this, if you guys could first smash the like button, that would be much appreciated. These tier lists don't build themselves. And also, if you guys like videos about Asian football, then DeadBall TV might be the best channel on YouTube for you to subscribe to. So if you've not done so already, please subscribe. We have round 4 just around the corner. I got some other AFC videos planned. We're going to be following the Asian nations up until the 2026 World Cup and beyond, so stick around. You guys can see the tier list here, S, A, B, C, D, very standard. I have already done a video like this for CONCACAF. You can check that out on the channel if you want to, and I'm actually going to give myself the very same challenge on this video that I did on that one. The rule is I can only place 2 players in the S tier category. So if I already have 2 players there and I come across another player and I'm like, this was an amazing transfer, definitely S tier, I have to bump somebody else down to A. So you guys watching in the comments, let me know your 2 S tier signings from AFC last year. Let's start it off with Zion Suzuki. This is a weirdly controversial transfer, I feel, in many ways. He gets dragged a lot of the time. I've seen tweets go viral that he's the worst goalkeeper ever in Serie A history. I mean, the hyperbole around this man is insane. I'm going to go B tier because of a couple reasons. Number 1, the fee was modest. I think it was 8 or 9 million. Number 2, you're getting a Serie A starting goalkeeper for less than 10 million. That's pretty good. Number 3, Zion Suzuki's a young player. It's still very good resale value. Number 4, nobody's benched him yet. So if he was that terrible, why hasn't someone put him on the bench? Number 5, when I watched him with the Japanese national team, and maybe this is the most important part, he looks better. If you look at Asian Cup Suzuki to now, he has clearly improved at basically everything. So yes, he makes mistakes from time to time. He's a 22-year-old goalkeeper. I mean, not everybody can be Donnarumma and be a beast by 17. I think some people have insane expectations, and I don't even know why the expectations are that insane, because again, he went for $9 million. So why are we expecting him to be a top 5 goalkeeper in his first season in Italy? I'm going on a tangent here. I think B tier is fine. Okay, Daichi Kamada to Crystal Palace on a free. This one is interesting. It's not S tier. I'm not having anybody say S tier. This is a B plus A minus move to me. The downsides, I would say, is that Daichi Kamada was at one point one of the best attacking midfielders in the Bundesliga. For Frankfurt, he was a beast. If you know, you know. With Crystal Palace, his role has changed a little bit, and he's a bit more of a box-to-box now. He doesn't really have any flashy numbers. It's very rare he gets on the score sheet or gets an assist. So it kind of depends, what do you want? Like, did you want him to go to Crystal Palace and get 10 goals, 10 assists a season? If so, this is probably a B tier. If you just wanted him to play and do well and you don't really care, then it's an A tier. And I think I am going to go A because it was also a free transfer. Like, maybe if Kamada went for 25 million, and I'll be honest, he was the worst midfielder in the Premier League from last August to last December. Easily the worst midfielder in the entire Prem. But I think he's finished getting acclimated to the physicality, to the pace of play, and he's now a guy who was pivotal for Crystal Palace, winning the FA Cup last season. You know, had a good performance in the final, won the Community Shield. It is Mickey Mouse, but whatever. He's got 2 trophies to Crystal Palace. He is a good player now. He looks comfortable now in his new role. It was no money. Glasner's the GOAT. I think A is fair. Okay. Al-Hamadi from Iraq to, this is actually a weird one. I should have put Ipswich in the logo, but I actually have Stoke City. And I'll be honest, guys, either way, it doesn't matter. This is a D. He did play more for Stoke. He had 15 appearances. I think he had 2 goals, but he didn't do anything for Ipswich in the Prem before that transfer. The Stoke loan was only in December, so it was only the second half of the season. He's now back at Ipswich, who got relegated, so he's changed clubs, but he's staying in the same division. I don't know. I feel like maybe I'm being a bit of a dickhead with the D. Maybe it is a C move, but I just don't really rate this guy as a player, to be honest with you, and I saw nothing to indicate that he's going to be a future beast. So maybe I'm being an asshole. I'll admit that. He's probably a C. You know, in fact, I guess it was a loan. He got 2 goals. Oh, it's like a C minus, though. This was a stinky transfer. It really wasn't great. I don't know. I'll be merciful and I'll leave it as a C, but this might be demoted later in the video. Next up, we have Rafael Struick to Brisbane Roar, and this is an easy D, bro. Easy D, cemented, send it to the bank. 1 goal in the A-League in 10 games, and he's gone. I think we can keep it short. This guy, look, I know Indonesians love him, scored a great goal against Bahrain. You got to do a little bit more than that to be considered a top footballer, and I don't know. I feel like he's going to be out of the national team in, honestly, a year or so. Hwang to Feyenoord. Okay, this is a big one here, and I'm going early S tier. I'm going early S tier for Hwang. How much was the transfer? I wrote this down. $7 million, dude. $7 million for one of the best midfielders in the Eredivisie. I thought he was Korea's best player in qualifying. I know that has nothing to do with this, but what I'm getting at is he's a beast, and I don't think he's going to stick around at Feyenoord. I think he's got one more move in him given his age. It's a minimum A tier, probably S. When you walk in to Feyenoord and you are already one of the best players for a good club in the Eredivisie, which does have a few teams and it is competitive, I'm going to go with S because of the money and because of the impact. I think that's fair, but we'll see. I can only keep 2 players there, so I might have to drag Hwang down at some point, but yo, this dude is a stud. Next up, Yazan Al-Arab to FC Seoul. I believe this was a free transfer. Can I confirm that? It was a free transfer. Okay, this is an interesting one because I feel like Yazan Al-Arab, as an individual, has been a good player. But FC Seoul, as a unit, defensively, have not been great. The team overall has not been great. I don't watch enough K-League to be like, it's definitely not Al-Arab's fault. He's never put a foot wrong. I'm sure he's made mistakes. I'm sure he's had bad games. But he started 40 games since he signed with them. He's got 12 starts last season, 28 this season. I mean, you got a starting center back for no money, who's Jordan's best defender. He's playing for Al-Arab. It's a good league. It's a good level for him. I wish there were more Jordanians in the K-League, to be honest with you. So I'm going to go B. I do wish that they were playing in more AFC competition. I would love to see him in that environment, but I'm not going to get upset. Free transfer starting CB. Let's run it, man. Okay, Hyeon-gyu to Genk. I believe this was $7 million. Ooh, this is another B plus A minus move. Oh, gosh. Okay. The positives are he actually had better performances and better output for Genk in the Jupiler Pro League than he did for Celtic. So even though Scotland is basically a one-team league now at this point because Rangers are in the depths of hell, I think his highest ever goal output in the Scottish Prem in a season, I believe it was 7 goals. I think the year before he moved to Genk, it was 5. It was definitely single digits, and I think he hit 7 or 9 in the Jupiler Pro League last season. He almost moved abroad to Germany for a $17 million fee is what I saw. It fell through because of a medical, maybe something wrong with his knee or something. It doesn't matter for the sake of this video. But Genk almost made 3x their investment after 1 season. He's the starting striker. This might be an A-tier signing. Actually, this is an A-tier signing. This is an A-tier signing. The player's gotten better. O is not the finished product. He has a long way to go, but he's in a perfect environment to be there. I'm sure Koreans are upset the medical fell through. Genk is not a bad place to be. Spend one more season and leave in the summer and leave for 20, 25 million, whatever it was supposed to be anyways. Genk get a good striker for 2 seasons. Hopefully he wins something. He improves as a player, and Genk make money on the signing in the first place. This is an A. This is definitely an A. Okay, Takuma Asano to Mallorca. This is a D, bro. I don't care if this is a free signing. Takuma Asano should never play for the Japanese national team ever again. He is a grossly overhyped player. He is a pace merchant. That is actually it. Basically has nothing else to his game. He's got no offensive bag whatsoever, and he's done nothing for Mallorca. He's done almost nothing for a Mallorca team that is so devoid of offensive talent that if Asano was even a 70 overall in FIFA, he could probably have gotten at least 6 GA last season. But he's not very good. So even though this is a free, and even though Mallorca didn't have to spend money for him, it's not a good signing. The only person who kind of won from this is Asano, because he's staying in La Liga. He's playing for a good league. He left Germany to go to Spain to play first division football. So he's a winner for that reason only. I don't even think Mallorca play a very good brand of football, but at least he's not going to the Saudi league or the UAE league or something like that. That's literally the only positive here. He does start some games. He's starting to start a bit more this season, but I haven't seen a freaking thing, man. I have seen nothing to justify this signing, and it would probably be an F tier. If this was a $5 million move, it would be F. I don't have F, so I'm going to leave it D. This one is just forgettable. Okay, Mrčas Doski to Plzen, I believe, is the club in the Czech Republic. He was already in the Czech league, and then he moved up to a bigger club. So in that regard, it's good. I'm going to go C, though, because he barely starts, man. He barely starts. He didn't really start too much last season. This season, I just checked this morning, he's got 1 start in the first 8 games of the season. Kind of splitting time between left back and left mid. I rate Doski as a player. I do think he's one of the more talented Iraqi footballers in the world right now. I think that it was an upgrade at the club level. But he's got to be getting minutes. He's got to be getting minutes. And I kind of was hoping he would break in and lock down this position. Like, I felt like he was good enough to do that. And we haven't seen that. And I don't know what the fee was. I think it was very modest. Oh, it says undisclosed fee. So we don't really know how much it is. When he's played, look, he hasn't been bad. But I want a little bit better for Doski. I think for Plzen, it was probably a better signing because they got a great depth piece for probably less than $1 million. But this isn't very sexy. Next up, Maty Ryan to Lens. This is a B tier. This was a free signing, a 6-month signing. At the end of the season, he came into France and was one of the better goalkeepers in the division. And then Lens said, thank you very much, but we're not going to re-sign you. Maty Ryan, is he an asshole? Like some Australian, is he a piece of shit? Because I feel like he's been good at the last 3 clubs he's been at. He's now at Levante, and he's doing well at Levante as well. And he just can't stay at one club for more than a season. Does he have the worst agent in football? Like, what is happening here? I feel like Sen Sociedad. The guy's just bouncing all over the place. And I don't get it. I don't understand what's happening here. But for the purpose of this transfer, I mean, Lens paid no money and they got a good goalkeeper. He's probably top 6, top 7 goalkeeper in France for very little financial money. And Maty Ryan was playing at a good level. It's a B tier signing. I would go A if it was made permanent, but it wasn't. So I'm going to go B. Okay, next up here. Oh my gosh. Mehdi Taremi to Inter Milan for a free. There's a lot of ways you can look at this one. This is, I think, the most overhated transfer that happened last season. Not just in Asia, of like any transfer. This was the most overhated transfer, where Inter Milan fans acted like Mehdi Taremi was the worst player to ever suit up for the club. And then on the flip side, you had Iranians who were like, he's actually better than Marcus Thuram. That's kind of a joke, but also not really. I'm going to go C because I do think performance-wise, Taremi, look, that was peak Taremi from a creator standpoint. I think he had 9 assists in all comps for Inter Milan. It was great. You know, he was linking up with his teammates very, very well. He did have some goals as well, had some good performances in the Champions League. There were some positive accolades to walk away from here for Taremi. He was not terrible. The problem was Taremi is not athletic, and it really, really showed, especially when you're being compared to Marcus Thuram and Lautaro Martinez. You're just going to look extra slow, and we're talking about one of the best Iranian players of all time, kind of fighting for minutes after being arguably the most feared striker in Portugal for the last 4 years. And it just felt like reputationally he took a hit here. And from a gravitas perspective, it was definitely a downgrade, even though the club was much bigger than Porto. And I don't think that's disrespectful to say. And now he's moved on to Olympiacos and only lasted a year. So you can't go B. Even though it was a free transfer, I'm not going to go B because you're one of Asia's top 5, top 6 players, and you didn't really have the impact that you wanted to. It was not a horrible move. I will reject anyone saying D or F. That's crazy. But I'm going to go C because I feel like that Taremi could do better, and I want him to do better. And I hope at Olympiacos he absolutely kills it. Next up, Tanaka at Leeds United. Oh my gosh, this is a tough one. I believe he was Leeds Player of the Season, Championship Team of the Season, at least according to Opta. I'm going to go S. I think this was an S tier signing. $5 million they paid for him. $5 million, and you got a guy in the Team of the Season. He's now definitely fortified his claim to get more minutes with the Japanese national team. If it's not S, it has to be A, surely. There's no one who thinks this is lower than an A tier, right? Like, Tanaka, he's one of the best ball-winning midfielders in the championship. His passing is improved. He's still not super creative, but that's not his bag. He's not a creative midfielder. He doesn't need to do that. Ideally, that's what Kamada is doing, but now he's even kind of becoming more of the Tanaka archetype. It was a great move. It was a great move for all parties. I feel like he should just stick at Leeds, keep doing well in the Prem. Do your thing, man. S tier signing for me, in my opinion. Oh my gosh, though. Oh my gosh, So Young-woo to Red Star Belgrade. Damn, dude, this is tough. I think this was a $2 million move. Oh, this is almost S. This is almost S, but I'm going to go A tier because it's Serbia. That's the one reason I'm going to go A tier and not bump Hwang and Bomber Tanaka down, because Serbia doesn't have the strength of teams of the championship or of the Eredivisie, and it's just not as sexy of a destination. That being said, this man was a beast. 6 goals, 8 assists in his first European season. Y'all know I have nothing bad to say about So Young-woo. Dude is a beast. 3 assists in the Champions League. Had a great game against Barcelona. Even, like, I don't know how he's still at Red Star, but I feel like he's 100% gone at the end of this season if he keeps playing as he is here. Such a good move. This was a freaking slam dunk, man. Next up, we have Nestory Irankunda to Grasshopper on a loan, and I'm going to go B. I know his stats weren't crazy with Grasshopper. I think 3 goals, 1 assist. This was a loan move that happened in January, I believe. You know, Swiss League isn't great, but it's also not terrible. But clearly he did something good enough to where Watford were interested in him. He is now at Watford, and he is playing well at Watford. So how am I going to give it a C or a D if he upgraded clubs, upgraded divisions, and is doing better? And wasn't even that bad for Grasshopper. I think it's a B. I don't really think we need to dig into this too much. Now, the Watford transfer, I think I'll have much more to say about that when I do this video again next year, so hit subscribe. But for now, I feel like it's a B. Like, what's the argument for C? He didn't get 7 goals or something? Sure, but it was better than rotting on the bench, so I think it was a B. Next up, we have, Yazan Al-Naimat to Al-Arabi in Qatar. This is a D. This is 100% a D. Y'all know that Yazan's one of my favorite players in Asia. I think the guy's a beast. What he's done for the Jordanian national team, very, very few strikers in the world of football could do that. However, his situation in Qatar is a cesspool. I think he had 3 GA in the league last season, was constantly getting hurt. He's got like 1 goal this season to start the year. He wanted to move on. The club said no. They didn't want to play him, didn't want to sell him when he had some offers abroad. It's not a good situation here for Yazan, and he's extremely important for Jordan. And if he's not in form, which we're seeing his form did with Jordan, which should terrify people, Jordan aren't going to be able to do anything at the World Cup. They're not going to be able to be a dark horse if Yazan is just buried on the bench at Al Arabi or he's extremely unhappy. So no matter what you want, however you want to look at this, it was an L transfer, and $1 million too. That's not a tiny transfer. It blows my mind that like nobody else is willing to pay $1 million for Yazan. I don't understand that. You know what? Go join Al Arab over there in FC Seoul. Go to the K League. Go to the J League. Get the heck out of Qatar, man. That's the one thing I'm praying for with Yazan, but it was a bad move. Okay, next up, Sugawara to Southampton. I'll be honest. This is a D move. He was terrible. He was terrible in the Premier League last year. I believe statistically he was the worst fullback in the entire division. I love Sugawara, but he's not a good defender. He's a right back, so that's a problem. I mean, there's a reason he got benched at the Asian Cup. And going forward, Southampton just weren't good enough to get anything out of him. So he was just a bad fit when he signed. It was kind of a hype transfer in the sense that, okay, we're getting another Japanese defender in the Premier League, you know, continue the Maya Yoshida legacy. But he was terrible, and I'm not going to sugarcoat that. Now he's at Werder Bremen, and it seems like he's doing well at Werder Bremen. This isn't a Werder Bremen move, though. This is the Southampton move, and it was a huge L for Sugawara. So, I mean, he barely plays for Japan anymore as well. So, yeah, it's a D. All right, Harry Sutar to Sheffield United. This was a loan move. This one's weird. I'm just going to go B because I don't really know. I didn't watch a single one of these games. I looked it up. He played 22 games. He was one of the highest rated players on Sheffield United. Then I think he tore his Achilles or like a really, really bad injury. He's now back at Leicester but has not played because of the injury. I'm not going to extrapolate because I don't know what to extrapolate, y'all. So I'm just going to go B because you signed him on a loan and he started almost every game for you that he was healthy and available for. So I don't know if anybody's upset about this situation. Saud Abdulhamid to Roma. This one's hard for me, but I'm going to go C. I don't understand why it didn't work out. I don't understand why Ranieri just didn't rate Abdulhamid, I felt like when he played, he got 8 games and he got 1 goal, 1 assist. I feel like it was okay when I saw him. The transfer fee was modest. I think that was really the problem. I just think Roma probably had too many alternatives who were probably more financially costing for the club, and they got priority over Abdulhamid. And let's be honest, Saudi players have absolutely no clout, no respect, no benefit of the doubt whatsoever in European football. He's now at Lens, and he's barely getting minutes there as well. I mean, at least he's getting substituted in every single game as opposed to Roma, where it was just like bench, 10 minutes, bench, 45 minutes, bench, whatever. But he still stayed in Europe. And maybe I'm giving him a bit of benefit for leaving Saudi Arabia, which very, very few players do, and going abroad and really testing himself. I don't think it was a cataclysmic failure because the money was low, and when he played, he looked solid. But it was not the move that I would consider one of Saudi's most talented players, not the move that they needed to be making. But I will leave it C for now. Marcelino Ferdinand to Oxford United. This is an easy D, man. Easy D. First Indonesian to debut in the championship. Congratulations. Nothing else happened, though. Like, I think he played 10 minutes or 4 minutes in the entire season. It's an L. What are we even talking about? Let's move on. Okay, Kaishu Sano. Ooh, this one's tough, man. Oh, I believe, how much was the money? How much was the money here? $3 million? Hold on, let me see. I wrote this down. Mine's paid $2.5 million for him. Oh my gosh. Okay. This is tough. This is really, really tough because this is an S tier nomination. Oh man, I actually don't know. Like, who do I bump down? Do I bump down Hwang? Dude, I might have to bump down Hwang. Okay, here's the argument to bump down Hwang. Hwang was 3 times as expensive. Eredivisie's a worse league. Oh, this is painful, man. Oh, my own rule is coming back to bite me in the butt. I actually am going to do that. I am going to downgrade Hwang to an A just because the Bundesliga is better, and Sano was literally the best defensive midfielder statistically in the Bundesliga last season. He led the Bundesliga in duels and interceptions, and he was top 10 percentile in tackles, block shots, recoveries, aerial duels, successful dribbles. I'm sorry, but for $2.5 million, that is going to have to downgrade Hwang. Still an amazing transfer, but I'm going to have Tanaka and Sano as my 2 S tier so far. Okay, Seiya Maikuma to Alkmaar. This is my guy, man. Easy A. 800K, get out of here, bro. 800K for one of the best right backs in the division? Get out of here. That's an easy layup to me. Sardar Azmoun to Shabab for $5 million. Okay. It was $5 million. He left Europe, and he was the league MVP in the UAE. When you put that in your calculator, your transfer grade calculator, what the hell do you get? I don't even know. I'm going to go C tier, but it's a C plus signing. It's a C plus signing. The worst thing is that Sardar Azmoun loves horses more than football, and it's sad that one of the greatest Iranian talents of all time, a guy who could absolutely be playing in a top 7 European league, is now in the UAE. But he is cooking for the UAE. It's not that great of an achievement, but still, league MVP. And I think for the Iranian national team, you haven't seen him dip in form. I guess at least he's not getting hurt. At least he's playing, not getting hurt a lot. At least he's playing. At least he's still tormenting people. I'm going to go with a C. It's not a D signing. Okay, Al-Sahafi to Bershow? I don't know how to pronounce it. In the Jupiler Pro League. For 0 money. This was a loan, actually. 5 goals, 1 assist in 19 games in his first ever European season for a terrible Jupiler Pro League side that got relegated. I think at lowest, this is a B. I think statistically dribbling, he was like one of the worst dribble success wingers in the Belgian league, but he's playing for a team that got relegated. He's now at Antwerp on a loan, who are a very good club. So Antwerp saw something and said, hey, man, your team sucks, but you don't. Why don't you come over here and join us on a loan? I don't know how you can be that upset about it. I feel like for a Saudi player, for a Western Asian player to have this output in their first season, at his age for a terrible club, that's pretty good. It's almost an A. It's almost an A. In fact, I might put it as an A-tier signing. I don't really know what you have to complain about. What you wanted more goals. You wanted out. You know who else wants more goals is the Saudi senior team. That's neither here nor there. Like, come on, man. It's an A. I think it's an A. Okay, Abdulkadir Husanov coming up on the finish line here to Manchester City. Oh, okay. This is another one where, like, how do you want to look at it? I think lowest it's a B. Is it an S? Hell no. Is it an A-tier signing? I don't like that Pep's using him as a right back. Is that just a me thing? I don't like that Husanov's becoming a right back. I want him to be a center back. That's what I want him to be. But whatever, that's just my personal preference. If I put all of my personal expectations aside, has it been a successful move? Yes. Oh, it's at least a B. It's at least a B. Is it an A? Oh, it's a B plus A minus for me. It's a B. These are really hard, y'all. These are really hard. I'm gonna go A because I don't think Uzbeks are complaining that much about it now that he's getting more playing time. So I feel like this is a fair grade. I don't know if you guys want to go B tier. You can make the case down below. Okay, a very DeadBall TV selection right here. Ayhem Osu, former Swedish, now Syrian center back to SC Charloy or something in the Jupiler Pro League. I'm going to go with the B on this one. $2 million. Wasn't really a standout player for them, but I think it's pretty freaking sick that Syria have their captain playing in the Jupiler Pro League, and I think he's been a little bit better this year, so it is what it is. I just want to throw some Syrian representation on here. You know, y'all barely get talked about, really, since the Asian Cup on the channel, so there you go. I think Usu, I think that was a good signing for y'all. Okay, next up here, Hoseneshad to Dynamo in Russia, and I believe it was less than $1 million. I'm gonna go A, bro. Come on, man. I'm gonna go A. I mean, especially relative to other Iranian moves. When your best players are going to Inter and getting their reputation dragged through the mud, when Sardar Azmoun's returning to the UAE, when Gayeti's bouncing around UAE clubs, I mean, really, who else is left? Sayed Manesh? Like, there's not that many Iranian success stories right now. But I think Hoseneshad, from what I've seen, looks like he could be the real deal. Now, I wouldn't know at the international level because Galanoy doesn't play young players. But I think he had 4 goals, 1 assist for Dynamo last season. He's already almost matched his GA output this year to start for $1 million. I don't know if he's going to follow the complete Azmoun route and end up in Germany or something later. Like, that's the dream of every Iranian. But he's a great move. It's a great move. A guy who's a fringe starter, now a more consistent starter in Russia. Thank God he got out of the Middle East for $1 million. One of Iran's next up gems in Russia at 21 years old. It's an A. Last one here, Musa Al-Taamari to Rons. All right, I'm going to be very honest. The good news is he's playing, and he left Montpellier because Montpellier got relegated. The bad news is he's kind of lost his starting spot, and he's got 1 goal in 15 games. So performance-wise, it hasn't been good. And this was a $9 million move. I couldn't believe Rons paid that much. $9 million. That's a really, really expensive move. I mean, let's say if Hyeon-gyu went for $9 million and had 1 goal in 15 games, I would have him as a C or D tier signing. Maybe a D tier if he had that. I mean, I have Al-Hamadi. Where is he? I got him in C tier. That was a loan for 2 goals in 15. And so Musa Al-Taamari is $9 million for 1 goal in 15. I believe 2 GA. He did get an assist last season. I mean, at highest, it's a C. I think it's a C minus move. I think the best thing about this move is that he has stayed in France and did not return to Asia. That's about it, though. But, like, he's got to get better. He's got to get better, and he's got to level up. Rons have some talented players. This is not an easy club to perform at. But Musa Al-Taamari, I mean, you're a top 5 winger in Asia. You have to be good enough for that. And it's been largely mid. When I watch him, look, he's pressing, he's running around, he's active, the body language looks good. but I need the goals and I need the assists, brother. I need some more output. I need more chances created. It hasn't been good enough for Jordan's best player. So it's going to go in the C tier. And guys, that is the list. Those are everything. There's probably some Asian names I didn't do, but Asia's huge. There was too many names. I could have probably added 5 more Japanese and Korean players alone on this list, but I'm pretty comfortable with how this looks. Tanaka and Asano as my 2 S tier signings. I like that. Hwang, you my guy, but you just narrowly missed out because of the league that you went to. In the A tier, I got Hwang, Kamada, Hyeon-gyu, So Young-woo, Seiya Maikuma, Sahafi, Husanov, and Hosenejad. Those are some good signings, man. That A, ooh, just take a picture of this, y'all. Take a picture of the S and A tier here. That is beautiful. B tier, I got Zion Suzuki, Yazan Al-Arab, Matthew Ryan, Irankunda, Harry Sutar, and Usu. In the C tier, Ali Al-Hamadi, Merchus Doski, Taremi, Abdulhamid, Azmoon, and Musa Al-Taamari. In the D tier, I got Struick, Asano, Sugawara, Al-Naimat, and Marcelino. You guys let me know what you think of that tier list down below in the comments. Again, don't forget to comment your 2 S tier signings down below in the comments. If you enjoyed, smash the like button again and hit subscribe for more AFC content here on the channel. Round 4 just around the corner, y'all. I got hours of content literally already ready to go. I just got to press the launch codes. You guys are awesome. I appreciate you for watching, and I'll see y'all in the next one.